So you want to play Mercury, the Roman messenger god. Well, today I'll be going through the ins and outs of this character so you can go into your games well prepared. Mercury is a late game god who's focused on high single target auto attack damage, meaning that the farther into the game you get, the more powerful your basic attacks will become, which in turn will make you far more devastating for the enemy team. With a god like this, you want to invade the enemy backline and take out as many squishies as fast as you can. And with the right build and the right timing, you can kill several of them before the rest of the team can even react. The pros to playing Mercury is that he has very high single target DPS, meaning that late game, you'll be able to burst down low defensive characters almost immediately. He also has an incredibly high base movement speed, and it even gets better with his dash and his ultimate. And just the cherry on top, whenever I get to the late game of a Mercury game, I just have so much fun playing him. There are a couple of cons to this god. He has a really bad early game. You'll be spending a whole lot of time farming just so you can get to the point where you actually feel useful. People know how strong Mercury is, so you're gonna become a prioritized target. They don't like you early game, they don't like you late game. At first, his ult can be tricky to get a grasp of, but once you get the timing down, you'll be far better at its execution. But even then, you can still be prone to messing it up. Mercury has a two-part passive called Fastest God Alive. The first part is that for every 1 unit he travels, Mercury gains 0.06% physical power attached to his next basic attack. This goes up to a maximum of 30%. The second part is that Mercury gains additional physical power equal to 25% movement speed from items and abilities. His second ability has movement speed attached to it, so you'll gain power from that, and any items that have movement speed, you will also gain power from those. Mercury's first ability is called Made You Look. He makes a ground target where he does a ranged auto attack to everything within that area. This ability can critical strike, as well as trigger ability-related item effects. It does not trigger basic attack-related effects. So items such as Heartseeker can trigger, but items such as Kin Size cannot. The higher level this ability is, the wider the radius becomes. Mercury's second ability is called Maximum Velocity. It has a passive and an active part. The first part is the passive, where the higher level this ability is, the more increased base movement speed he gains. The second part is the active, increases attack speed from 30 to 70%, as well as cleanse himself of slows and becoming immune to slows during the duration. The third ability is called Special Delivery. Mercury's gonna dash forward, knocking away all minions in his path and stopping on the first enemy god he strikes. He's going to spin them around and throw them in the direction of his choice. Mercury's ultimate is called Sonic Boom. He's going to start charging up for a really long dash. The more he charges, the longer the dash. There is a maximum length, but you probably won't have to worry about that. Any enemies he hits with a dash will be stunned and spun in random directions. Mercury has an interesting interaction with his passive. So while you are running around the map, if you are jumping, it actually does not allow you to build your passive. So you want to actively make sure that you're not jumping. The way you want to order your abilities is going to be your 1, 3, 1, 2, 4. And when maxing your abilities, you want to go 4, 1, 2, 3. The reason why you want to max your 1 is because it's your main damage clearing ability. You want to use this for clearing camps as well as hitting gods that you can't reach. Your 2, you're going to use this for boxing. You want to be able to buff your auto attack speed so that you can hit more critical strikes and just do more damage overall. Your third ability is the one you want to use for your grab. You want to either catch up to people that are outside of your range, or you want to grab people and throw them into a wall so you can continue to just beat them down. If you throw them away from a wall, you will be able to get 1 auto, but then they will be outside of your range, which may allow them to escape. After hitting your ultimate ability, you will have a second and a half continue to do a couple more autos. Depending on who you hit, you may be able to kill someone without activating any of your other abilities. So the main way to fight as Mercury is going to be to grab someone with your 3, throw them into a wall, and auto them down. You can also initiate with your ultimate, which will allow you to get a couple more auto attacks, position yourself for your 3, throw them into the wall, and continue to auto attack. And you would use your 1 at any time you don't think you can get an auto attack in, all while using your 2 as much as you can. There are a couple different variations on how you can build this god, but I'm going to show you the one that I go with. So to start your game, you want to get Eye of the Jungle, Katana, 3 health potions, and a hog. Eye is better for him over other starters because of its attack speed and sustainability in the jungle. As soon as you can, you want to upgrade Katana to Golden Blade. This item will help you accelerate your farm and get you to your late game position. From there, you're going to pick up 3 different critical strike items. You'll grab Rage, Deathbringer, and Atalanta's Bow. And for your final items, you're going to grab Serrated Edge and trade out Golden Blade for Bloodforge. Once you have 1500 gold and you're level 20, you want to upgrade Eye of the Jungle to Protector of the Jungle. This build will give you a 95% crit chance, so upgrading your Deathbringer to Malicious Deathbringer will be incredibly beneficial for when you're fighting gods. You'll have 40 to 49% lifesteal, as well as having max attack speed while you're using your 2, all while being near max power. Now with the new season and patches coming out all the time, this build may be subject to change, so if you're curious if anything has changed, go ahead and check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/demidog. In the beginning of the game, you want to focus on farm. If you think you can get a kill, then gank, but otherwise you need to prioritize farming so you can get your crit online. Once you get online, you'll want to focus on the squishy players, usually the mids, carries, and the jungles. Mercury is strong against characters with little to no mobility and crowd control. So characters like Amuzan Cobb, Zeus, or Thanatos are going to be your preferred targets. You'll have a harder time against characters who have stuns or high mobility, like Jing Wei, Susanoo, Janus. Also, as a bonus, any squishy without beads should be your main focus so you can punish them for their bad decision. So in conclusion, Mercury has really high single target damage. If you're able to dive the enemy backline, you'll be able to 2 to 3 shot them at max build, while simultaneously disrupting the front line with your ultimate. So farm early game and be a menace when you get to late. I do have a little clip for you guys at the end of the video, but if you guys enjoyed, like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you all in the next one.
But that's what makes him a winner.
Huh?
All right, Lee, take him off.
Really? Really? Ah, that is better. Now I will be able to move freely.
All right, now go!
Yes, sir!